Hello and welcome to IndianMoney.com's YouTube channel. My name is Fayaz. We all know the fact that equity kind of funds or equity-based mutual funds or equity shares are the right kind of shares when it comes to building your corpus, when it comes to building a wealth for your retirement, for your travel goals, for your maybe for your dream house, etc., etc. But not a lot of people have the patience of staying invested in equity because, as we all know, equity is a long-term game. You'll have to stay invested for at least like 15-20 years. Only then you'll be able to get some revenue or get some extremely surprising amount of money from that kind of funds. Not a lot of people are that patient, that dedicated, that disciplined. A lot of people are very much lazy, are probably looking out for short-term objectives or probably looking out for something which will basically meet their current requirements. So if at all you are a person who I'm talking about right now, basically the person who is looking out for some short-term gains or some short-term goals or some short-term objectives, for those kind of people, debt funds are a better option. And when should you invest in debt funds? Well, this video will help you make that kind of choice in a much more better manner. You'll be able to understand whether this is the right time for you to invest in debt funds or not. So one by one, let's have a look at the factors that you need to keep in mind whenever you're going out to invest in debt-based mutual funds. The first factor is that it's a good investment option for anyone who is a beginner, who's basically just starting out his investment journey, who's basically is trying to understand or learn how mutual fund industry works. In that case, in those scenarios, definitely debt funds are better because it will help you to generate some decent amount of money, and it's also not very long term, it's short term in nature, so you can anyways exit whenever you want to, and the exit load is also not pretty much high when it comes to a debt based mutual funds as compared to equity based mutual funds. So in that scenario, definitely you can invest in these kinds of mutual funds. Another factor is that how difficult or how easy it is. It is definitely very easy to invest in debt-based mutual funds. There is no SIP culture over here. If at all you have X amount of surplus money that you have somehow accumulated or somehow have got access of, then definitely you can put that money one shot and wait for that duration to complete. And if at all there is any other emergency that has come up in your house, you can always get the money out of that investment option, and then you can use that particular money to take care of that objective or that goal that has come up recently in your life, or maybe that emergency that you are dealing with right now. So unlike equity-based mutual funds, debt funds are also market-linked. However, the impact of market volatility is not too much on debt funds as compared to mutual funds. So mutual funds are, the equity-based mutual funds. Equity-based mutual funds are much more riskier, much more volatile, but debt funds are a little bit more stable, and that's the reason why they are considered as one of the cushioning factors in your portfolio. And that's the reason why people suggest you to invest in debt-based mutual funds, even if your equity funds are not performing well, or even if the market is going exponentially down. Debt funds are actually basically they come here to the rescue because they invest in some good stable investment options, maybe like government bonds, maybe like RBI bonds, sovereign gold bonds, or corporate deposits or debentures, etc. They always invest in the kind of funds or investment option which will help them to get stable and consistent revenue rather than being dependent on the market fluctuations. So unlike equity-based mutual funds where there is a need for a lot of research, a lot of understanding of the AMC, of the fund manager, of the CRISIL rating, of the PE ratio, of the performance, etc., etc., there is no such hassle when it comes to a debt-based mutual funds. You can invest in any kind of fund which you like, which is from a reputed brand, because here the returns are more or less the same from all the investment options that are available. So definitely it's so simple that even a kid can invest in debt-based mutual funds provided there is a guardian to help him to take care of the aspects as well. Another factor which is definitely very crucial is the age. When it comes to equity-based mutual funds, it is said that you need to start it as early as possible. You need to invest more amount of money in equity because if you're young, you can take the risk, you can digest the risk. But that's not the case with debt funds. You can definitely invest in it whenever you want to, even if you're in your 40s, or even if you're retired, even if you are still studying, you can still invest in debt-based funds because here you'll get stable, consistent returns in the long run. And even in the short run, if at all you want to exit from this kind of fund, you can easily do that, as there is a very less or a nominal exit load that will basically fall on you or your investment option. So overall, debt funds are much more simpler compared to equity-based funds. It will not take much of your time also to invest in debt-based funds. There is no such hassle of having an SIP done, or maybe having the discipline or maybe the dedication or the patience that you need for an equity-based fund. Rather than that, it's much more simple, easier and convenient. You can definitely choose this if at all you are not having a lot of long-term objectives and you're just trying to understand the market, or you're probably just a beginner. In that case, you can definitely invest in debt-based funds. So now to understand understand which debt-based funds are better for you and your portfolio, you should definitely download the Financial Freedom app. There we have made more than 55 plus courses which are available in 6 different languages, which will help you understand about all these aspects in a much more better manner. If you found this video informative, please don't forget to like this video and share this video with your friends and family as well. And I'll see you next time. My name is Fayaz. You're watching IndianMoney.com.